Hare Krishna. The microphone is also ready. Hare, okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Giri Varadari Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We're reading from srimad-bhagavatam as it is. Chapter 2, text number 15. there. Everything is. We have a remote for someone. Yam hina vyatayantyate purusham purusharshaba samaduka sukam diram somritatvaya kalpate yam hina vyatayantyate purusham purusharshaba samaduka sukam diram somritatvaya kalpate yam hina vyatayantyate purusham purusharshaba samaduka sukam diram somritatvaya kalpate yam hina vyatayantyate purusham purusharshaba samaduka sukam diram somritatvaya kalpate. Yam, one to whom he certainly, na, never, vyatayanti are distressing, ete, all this, purusham, to a person, purusha rshaba, O best among men, sama, unaltered, dukkha, in distress, sukham, and happiness, dhiram, patient, saha, he, amritatvaya, for liberation, kalpate, is considered eligible. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both, is certainly eligible for liberation. Purport. Anyone who is steady in his determination for the advanced stage of spiritual realization and can equally tolerate the onslaughts of distress and happiness is certainly a person eligible for liberation. In the Varnashrama institution, the fourth stage of life, namely the renounced order, sannyasa, is a painstaking situation, but one who is serious about making his life perfect surely adopts the sannyasa order of life in spite of all difficulties. The difficulties usually arise from having to sever family relationships to give up the connection of wife and children. But if anyone is able to tolerate such difficulties, surely his path to spiritual realization is complete. Similarly, in Arjuna's discharge of duties as a kshatriya, he is advised to persevere even if it is difficult to fight with his family members or similarly beloved persons. Lord Chaitanya took sannyasa at the age of 24, and his dependents, young wife as well as old mother, had no one else to look after them. Yet for a higher cause, he took sannyasa and was steady in the discharge of higher duties. That is the way of achieving liberation from material bondage. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashdaya Bhutale Shimate Praladananda Swamitina Mine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bhutale Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swamitina Mine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pashite Adeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we find out that we should follow in the footsteps of Arjuna. He has to kill his parents, his grandfather Bhishma. So do we also need to kill our relatives to get liberation? Sometimes, some of them. Usually not. We should understand what this example really means and how to apply it in our context. As a fun fact, fun, not so fun, there was this prime minister of Turkey, and he was reading Bhagavad Gita, and at some point there was some political situation there, and he decided that he should send troops in the army into Cyprus. And when he was asked why he did that, he said that he learned from the Bhagavad Gita that if he was morally in a correct situation, he should not hesitate to fight. So that was his explanation why he sent his army into Cyprus. So maybe it's not the same situation as Arjuna's situation. I was looking at some point to personalities who read the Bhagavad Gita. I was compiling some, I think, Shastra Dana project we were working on, and we wanted to see some quotes from some personalities and so on. And then we find this guy, Bulent Echevit. Okay, who's this guy? Who's this personality? I said, yeah, I got from the Bhagavad Gita the power to invade Cyprus. Huh? What? So, anyway. So that... and the logic usually sounds almost right, but the implementation is not not the best. So that's why it's also good to consult with Guru and Sadhu in how to apply the Shastra, because sometimes we might get it wrong. This is just side dish. The point is that usually we don't have to kill our family. Srila Prabhupada gives a maybe more applicable example to us, which is the example of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya, even harder, huh? Maybe. So Lord Chaitanya was a grihasta. He had a wife, and he had a mother, and they were all dependent on him, and he just took everything and he just disappeared. He took sannyas. And this was not something whimsical. He didn't do it just because it was not convenient, you know. The point is that you can abandon lower duties if, and there's a big if you do a higher duty. It's not that you just abandon lower duties because they are not comfortable. You abandon lower duties to do higher duties. That's the point. Because this duty to take care of family, it's there in the Varnashrama system. And as soon as you get born into the material world, you have so many duties. I don't know all of them, probably, but there's so many duties. You have duties to your family, which is somehow known in this society. They give you this body, they give you some nourishment, you have to pay your bills. And then you have duties to the demigods. What? You know, if you go around, you can go on Chopova and tell everyone, hey, did you pay your debt to Indra? Like, what? Who's Indra? What? No. But actually, we have this debt to the demigods, because the demigods give you sunlight, they give you light, they give you rains. You have to pay for this. It's not free. Nothing is free. And we also have duties to the sages. You know, the sages give knowledge. So we have a duty to the sages. First duty to the sages, if they give you knowledge, then you should study this knowledge. And of course, then you should study and apply and so on. So there's a duty. And so many other duties. You have duty to all the living entities. So many duties. It's like some people describe that in the US now, if you go to university, and when you finish university, you cannot get a proper job, but you have $300,000 debt, because university is very expensive in the US. So you have to, you get this loan and so on to go to university, and at the end of the university, you don't have a job and you have $300,000 to pay. Hare Krishna, welcome to the material world. So it's a bit like this, that we have all these debts that we have to pay. And Krishna says, for example, in the 3rd chapter, he says, do you want to eat? He says, there's this famous verse, if you want to eat, you need grains. There's this verse, anat bhavanti bhutani parjanat anasambhava yagyat bhavati parjano yagya karma samudbhava. He says, all living beings subsist on food, grains. And then he goes further with the logic. And these food grains are produced from rain. There's no rain, there's no grains. Yeah, no rain, no grain. How they say, the Americans say no pain, no gain, but in Vedic system is no rain, no grain. All the agricultural people will give some, we have to pay some debt to Madhava Mishra now for this. And then it gets even more complicated. It says rains come from Yagya. Oh, that's this rains comes from the demigods, and the demigods will give rains if there's some Yagya. If there's no Yagya, no rain. There was actually this case. There was this famine somewhere in India, and they wrote Srila Prabhupada. They wrote to Srila Prabhupada, you know, I know you have this Food for Life program, and can you give some food to these people who... And Prabhupada, they were expecting this sadhu who is only flower power, you know, and reaction, yes, sure, we'll help. And Srila Prabhupada said, no, you're sinful, you should chant Hare Krishna. You don't have grains because you don't do yagya, so you should do yagya. Just chant Hare Krishna. So they started chanting Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada actually gave this, actually responded like that. So the point is that we have to do yagya. Of course, in this age we cannot do other yagya than congregational chanting of Hare Krishna, which is Sankirtan. So this is very, very revolutionary concept. You want to eat, you have to chant Hare Krishna. If you don't chant Hare Krishna, you'll not... I mean, it will take some time until, you know, there's some delay in this kind of... But that's the principle. You want food, you have to pay your duty, your debt to the demigods by chanting Hare Krishna. If you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is happy, everyone is happy. To the sadhus we spoke. You get knowledge. You have to pay for that knowledge. And then, of course, we have duties to other living entities. In the Vedic system, if you have a mouse in your house, you have to feed it. And Srila Prabhupada gives the example of his father. His father would go out every day, and he would, when it was time for lunch, he would go out and say, "Hey, everyone hungry?" And every day someone would come by for lunch and they would eat. And Srila Prabhupada was meeting so many of these strange sadhus, these holy people. And every day they had guests for lunch. And his father was very liberal. Okay, it's my duty as grihasta to feed other living entities, other people. So they would come. And then Srila Prabhupada saw so many strange sadhus that when his friend invited him to meet Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, he said, no, I've seen enough sadhus. No, but this one is different. No. And eventually, luckily, he got convinced that okay, let's try, let's give it a try. And of course, he saw that Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj was actually different from the sadhus that were visiting his home. But yeah, anyway, we have a duty to other living entities. So the point is that we have so many duties. There's so many duties. So this duty towards family, it's there. And if you don't do it, it's you get fined. Like if you travel by train or by something without a ticket. You have to buy this €5 ticket, and if you don't have it, then and you get caught, then they will make you pay €100 because you didn't buy a ticket, you didn't pay for your debt, so it's more expensive. And in universal terms, Yamaraj is the controller of these karmic activities. He always catches you. So you cannot escape. You should not think, okay, he's not looking. These people who check if you have a ticket in the train, they might miss you. You might somehow trick them. But Yamaraj never. So it's better to not get caught, to pay your debt. And this is part of the Vedic system. This understanding is there. But there's Srila Prabhupada in first chapter, 41st verse. Srila Prabhupada quotes this verse from srimad-bhagavatam, which says that anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation, and has taken to the path in all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligation to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this verse says that if you do your duties to Krishna, then you have no other duty. There's a big if here. Because actually all these personalities who do something for you, they are representatives of Krishna. And actually it's Krishna working through these persons. So you have a debt to Krishna. So if we pay our debt to Krishna, we don't need to pay our debt separately. Go to everyone. Oh, $5 for you, 10 for you, 15 for you. Oh, $2 for you. Oh, I forgot about you. No, you just give $100 to Krishna, and he will manage it. So the point is that our main debt is to Krishna. And family duties, they can be sometimes interesting, if they don't come in conflict with the duties we have towards Krishna, then okay, we can do these duties. But if they do, then we should do our duties towards Krishna. They have higher priorities. Like Arjuna has the duty to kill Bhishma, who is supposed to be his grandfather. He's not actually his grandfather because Bhishma is a Naishtika Brahmachari, but he's on the level of his grandfathers. So, and you can say that Lord Chaitanya has the duty, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, but he has this duty to preach Krishna consciousness, and this is more important than his family duties. So the main point is that if family duties stand between us and Krishna, then, we should do our duties towards Krishna. Because actually, these family duties we can do, but they are not so important. Even in demoniac families, they have this idea of family is important. Like you have these mafia guys. Even nowadays you have these mafia guys, and they are just killing everyone around, and then you can see they have, oh, my family, my family is important. So yeah. So if it's not Krishna consciousness, family, it's not so important. Krishna is more important. And so this might be a bit unpleasant, because there's some attachments there. It might be a bit unpleasant to, so a bit about the context of this verse. This is verse 15, and as you might already guess, this verse 15 is after verse 14. The verse 14 is after verse 13, which says something. They are very famous verses, this verse 13 and verse 14, which were discussed before. So verse 13 is Dehinos minyata dehe kaumarame avanav jarata ta dehantara praptir dirastatra namuhyanti. So this verse says, I'll just read the translation, and it says that as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So verse 13 says, you are not this body. And it also says that if you know that you are not this body, you are not so bewildered about what happens to this body. Is this body good, bad, nice, not so nice? This scar came on the body. Oh, this is my body. You don't take this body so seriously. And then the next logical question is, okay, as a side dish, they sometimes devotees preach in some places where there's no concept about the soul. So you go there and you say you are not your body, and then the logical question is, people come and it's like, if I'm not my body, then whose body am I? because I'm clearly a body. So, or in the beginning, the devotees were thinking when Prabhupada came and he said, "I'm not my body." Then they thought, okay, he's an advanced personality, so he's not his body, but we are definitely our bodies. So it's clear. So yeah, this is like a joke, but the point is, if you're not the body, then what does it mean? What should I do about it? Like it's any piece of knowledge is meant to mean something, that you have, okay, I'm not my body, right, good. So, what's the point? So the point is that we should do our duties. And we should use this temporary body for some eternal benefit. Yeah, this body is not so important, this life is very short, you might die tomorrow. Actually, today I got the news that some sort of devotee just passed away, yesterday. He wasn't sick, something happened and he just passed away. I mean, he was not very serious, but he was coming sometimes for these outreach programs and so on. So he just finished, like. So I was like, what? So this life is really very short, and you never know how much time you have. So this short time, you can use it to get some eternal benefit. You can use it to do something that will be useful in the next life. So this also means, so we should, if it's not a body, then we should do our duty. We should do what's good for us, and this also might be unpleasant. In Arjuna's case, he knows he has to kill Bhishma. He knows it's the right thing, but it's not very pleasant. So he's somehow telling Krishna, if I kill Bhishma, this is not pleasant for me. It's not very nice for me. And then Krishna says, yes. So at some point I was discussing with Urukram Prabhu something. I was telling him that this is complicated and this is complicated, and he looked at me and said, yes. Like, yes, it's true. So Krishna also says to Arjuna, yes, Arjuna, I know. It's not pleasant. But so that's why he says the next verse, like after he says, okay, you're not the body, and so this means you have to do your duty, you have to use the body for a higher purpose, and this might be unpleasant. So what do you do with this feeling that, it's not convenient, it's not. So he says, Matras parshasta kaunteya shitoshna sukada agama painonityas tam stitik shasva bharata. He says, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception. They are related to the senses. O scion of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So you have to do your duty, and if the duty is unpleasant, we have a very simple solution: you tolerate. What to do? So you have to be tolerant. It's like they compare, doing your duty, they compare sometimes with going on a road. Like you have a road and it gets to the destination. So for example, you want to go from here to Kran. Yeah. And on the road, You have to. I have to go to Kran. I have to go to Kran. And on the road, you see, oh, this road is a bit bumpy. Oh, this road looks a lot better. There's better signs on this road. Oh, whatever. So what will you do? You will go to Kran. You will tolerate it. Okay, yeah. Still, I go on this road because it doesn't matter that the road is a bit bumpy. If I'm going to Kran, I'm going to Kran. I decided that I'm going there, and I don't look so much. Oh, this road is nice. Oh, this road is also nicer, but this is a bit bumpy. No, if I have to go there, I go. I just okay, okay, I tolerate. That's okay. It's a bit. So you just do the needful to get to the destination. And if you do that, then Krishna says in the verse today, which is after these two verses, that you will get liberation from material bondage. You understand you're not the body, then that means you do your duty. At the same time, you tolerate whatever inconvenience is there, and then you will get liberation from the material bondage. And this is, here it also speaks about being equipoised in happiness and distress. We always we distribute these books. It's called "Chant and Be Happy." Like, okay, come to Krishna consciousness and you will be happy. And then you read this verse and it's like Krishna says, you shouldn't care if you're happy or not. You're happy or distressed. What? So this verse says it doesn't say that you should be miserable. You'll be like, no, you're a Hare Krishna. You have to be a bit grumpy. No, it says that it speaks about material happiness. Sometimes we think, oh, this situation will bring me happiness. This other situation will bring me happiness. And also Arjuna here has this idea that, okay, I will kill my relatives and I will not enjoy with my relatives. So his idea of material happiness will not be fulfilled. But the point is that you're happy, you're not happy, you just do your duty. Because this road is going somewhere. And you want to get to the destination. And the destination is happy. And not only the destination itself is happy, but the road is also happy. So this principle is actually the same as explained in Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami. He says, Utsaha nishchaya darya tata karma pravardhana sangatyagat satovrite shadbir bhakti prasidyati. He says 6 things that help in bhakti. And first are being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, and acting according to regulative principles. So this means you follow the process properly, with determination and patience, and you will get to the destination. That's all. Doesn't matter the road is bumpy, it's not bumpy, it's a sunny day, it's not a sunny day, it's a rainy day. You just go forward. Today I feel like chanting my rounds. Tomorrow I don't feel like chanting my rounds. Today I feel like associating with the devotees. Tomorrow I don't feel like associating with the devotees. No, I just do whatever is needed, and eventually after some time you'll get to the destination. That's the point of the... So the point of these 3 verses is that we are not the body. This means we should do our duty, and if the duty is inconvenient, then we should continue. And this as a side topic, these being tolerant doesn't mean being tolerant just for being tolerant. You know, it's not that you go and you cut yourself and you're like, oh, I'm so tolerant. Wow. No, it's if you do your duty, then you'll see there's so many problems that come up. Especially we're doing when you're doing Harinam Sankirtan, you'll see so many problems. You know, like every day so many problems. Sometimes you think, oh my God, where do so many problems come from? The cars break down. These guys come and not all the security guys are Hare Krishnas. So the other security guys come and kick us out. What to do? So all these problems, you know, people are not very friendly. Some are friendly, some are not friendly. So you shouldn't. It's not that we search for problems. That we're gonna be tolerant. It's winter. We don't turn on the heat because we're very tolerant. No, we do whatever is needed and we go on with our duty, but problems will come up, you know, like every day the problems come up. Like yesterday, I was at this university and this gentleman was like, it was a nice place. So this gentleman came and he was like, I was like, can you please speak English? You know, I don't speak Slovenian. Nobody wants these books. Just get lost. And I was like, okay, but maybe you can introduce yourself. Who are you? In what position? You're asking me to live from here. And actually, these books are quite interesting. We just met this professor. I told him his name. And he was quite interested, and he even invited us to say something, to have some presentation in his class next time. So actually, you know, so then he just you have 5 minutes there, otherwise I call the security. And then after half an hour I saw him, he just someone went past us and just got into his car and went away. Probably the name of the other professor was was good enough. Anyway, the point is that if we do our duties, we shouldn't search for problems. Problems will come, but we should not invent problems, but problems will come. So if you do our duty, then we should problems will come. We just go forward and we continue to doing our duty. And after some time, Krishna is merciful, and he will give us, will liberate us from the material conception. There's this verse we were discussing last time. It's not that Krishna is obliged to do it, but Krishna is merciful. You know, like sometimes you have, and he wants to help us. It's like these professors. You know, you have these professors that want to pass everyone. So they go, you know, like, okay, tell me something about what you studied from my subject. Like, I don't know anything. And then it comes, especially in Romania, they have these autumn exams. You know, you have these exams in summer, and if you don't pass, there's some exams you can do the same exam in autumn. In autumn, some professors are like, if you're there, then you pass. That's their philosophy. So they are like, okay, just say something that I can, you know, like can give you a passing grade. Like, okay, I don't know anything. At least what's the name of the subject? You know, what are we studying? What is the name of the exam? Oh, it's this exam. All right, perfect. So Krishna is like that also. we should, but that's his job, and our job is to be serious about it. So yeah, and just continue. That's the whole point. Just continue doing our duty, and tolerate whatever comes up, and some point. Krishna will give us mercy and we will become liberated from a material concept. All right, I stop here. If there's some comments, additions, subtractions, questions. Ding.
Hare Krishna. I heard that if you do some kind of decision, like leaving the family or something similar, you should get their blessing first. Otherwise, no blessing. It's just an escape.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complex topic, you know, like most of the times this escaping family duties is done whimsically, and it shouldn't be whimsically, and it should really be for a higher purpose. In the past they didn't ask for the blessings, you know, like in the past, like Lord Chaitanya just went and jumped into the Ganga and he was lost. That was it, you know, like he just disappeared. But because we are not very mature, we're not in a mature state, you should consult with some, and you should be sure that you are actually taking the next step. Because what many times happen, you know, like you renounce your family, you give up your family duties, and you take sannyas. And many cases there were cases in the early history of our movement. You take sannyas, and then you find this other Mataji. So what's the point, you know, like you know, you renounce your family duties to what? So yeah,
because if you don't get blessing, you will get curses for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you will get curses anyway, but the point, as we were talking today, you go out and preach, and someone will curse you, you know, like if you think you will go out and distribute books and do some preaching, and everyone will like you, that's not what. Yeah, and I mean, people around us will not like everything we do.
Okay, family duty is like real duty, so.
Yeah, it's a real duty, and it should be renounced gradually. You know, like it's like you should. Not have a child and the next year you like renounce, like you know, like maybe you think before, you know, like that okay. Yeah, usually the Vedic system is that you make a decision, then you take you pay your debt for that decision. So usually, I mean, if you have children, you raise them until they are grown ups, and then when they're 18, you say, "Look, you are grown up. Yes. Good luck." Hare Krishna. I'm moving. Now I'm moving in the temple.
Yes, perfect. I just wanted to say this.
Yeah, I mean,
because as far as I know, Bhishma also gave Arjun blessings to kill him.
Yes.
So it was not like Arjun did just because Krishna told him. That was Bhishma will. Otherwise, I think he wouldn't do it.
No, I mean, if Krishna says, then it's enough. But yeah, there's a whole culture, you know, like
completely different. If Bhishma said you should fight with full power, don't hesitate.
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise, Arjuna could
Yeah, I mean, there's this system, because we're not on the transcendental level, that we gradually renounce our duties, and then that we do this renouncing our worldly duty in a way that we don't create a mess around, like. And also we do it in a way that we're mature enough that we actually do it when we're ready for the next step. That we don't move to the temple and I renounce all my duties, I move to the temple, and the next in 3 months I move out of the temple. This is just creating a social disturbance, and it's creating a huge mess, yeah, anyway. Yeah, and this you do always, you consult with some authorities, Yeah. And Jai, something else? All right, thank you so much. Grantara srimad-bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
radost, ki je radost. Veš, kako živiš, se počuta se postoji. Bi se odužila, sem že kaj pa ne jaz dam? Čisto nič več nimam.
Nič treba.
Kako pa funkcionira to čiščenje, pa to funkcionira? Vsega tistega dolic. In predvsem tak je pralni stroj, ker nisem držal.
Ja, dobro funkcionira. Andrej pa Bernarda sta dol.
Ne izliva več voda. Hvala
here you can say, okay, this whole varnashama system. This was, everyone was somehow willingly, unwillingly engaged in yajna. You know, so all these duties, they were somehow in connection with Krishna. Even these family duties, these elders, they were devotees or something, and then, you know, they tell you, oh, look, can you help me with this? Yeah, I have to help my parents. We don't know, they are doing yajna, they're doing some arti. You know, okay, can you bring this? We don't know, but it's for, you can bring me flower. Oh, we don't know, but it's for the artist. But it is, we get some bonus, you know. But the problem is the duties that they give now. I mean, it's the whole point of being beautiful is good. It's a good platform. But these duties eventually should be going to the next level, where these duties are in connection with Krishna. And they are not, you know, like we teach you in the university something. What is Krishna? This connection. It's not.
I know.
I mean, you start something
like a platform. So
it's good to learn this beautifulness, but eventually you should apply it to Krishna consciousness. Okay? Good, but what's my real duty? My real duty is I have to chant this number of rounds every day. My duty is that I have to read every day. That my duty is that there's this bhakti show I have to come up every day. My duty is that I have to at some point take responsibility for some service in the temple. And come every day. Yeah, something. It's not so important what, you know, like. But it's okay that I have a duty, but this duty. So
it's also how you do this duty, right?
Of course.
And all the goodness.
But the
and
point
don't fear. Don't be fearful.
So this doing our other duties, I mean, it can help that we understand we have this, but everyone is beautiful in somewhere, you know. And of course, it's better to be beautiful in some. Eventually, it's some useless tasks from Krishna consciousness. This school, you know.
I know.
Useless, you know. I mean, if you started to finish it, you know, because it's good for you, but it's useless.
Yeah, I know. I have come to this conclusion that it is useless, and that's why it has troubles. But I think that reading Bhagavad-gita really helped me to accept this. Okay, just do these duties. Just do it without knowing. If you don't like it, so what? You can always find your flow. You know, find pleasure. Think of Krishna and this. Think of your spirit. And if you judge from the result, just do. I think that like this is the point. Don't be fearful. Don't doubt, because doubts are demons, right? As it's
you can somehow connect with Krishna. You know? I mean, you'll finish the university, and you know, like.
So I will have enough money that eventually I
will renovate the temple from your salary. Cool. No, I just. No, but that you can like grihastas, you know, like even if you work in this environment, usually grihastas they understand that this is there's some karma involved in all these activities. So to purify this karma, keep a certain percentage for Krishna conscious activities. If I cannot engage myself directly in Krishna conscious activities, then at least, you know, like the simplest way for the grihasta is, okay, I earn so much money, I give 10% to that. You know, and then do something for Krishna, and then I get my activity gets purified. But yeah, it's also important it's good to be beautiful, but it's also be beautiful in relation to Krishna.
or at least your soul, right?
Yeah, your soul is in relation to Krishna.
Yeah.
No, like
you have a level first, like soul consciousness, and then God consciousness.
It goes together.
It goes together.
Yeah.
I heard that this from some guru.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
first you become soul conscious and then you become.
yeah, somehow.
But your soul is part of that, and it has the same qualities, just in very tiny fraction of quantity.
Yeah, it's easier to become Krishna conscious.
He's so pretty.
Yeah, it's having fun.
Yeah.
And your main duty is to go have fun.
Shalom.
5 minutes. You can check if there's something. There's not. Oh, there's some cakes downstairs. Let's go check.
I bought it anyways. I bought this medanyaki. That's really good.
zraven, ne.
Ja, cvetje.
Ali prazno, ali pa nekaj, kar je povezano z višjim ciljem, ne. Ili tam BC, ne.
Ja, to se zdi prebral, pač mogoče v organizacija celega prostora, ne.
Ja, to je tudi države imajo svoje vlasto, ne. Imajo, planet ima se vlast, to je učmenjo, učmenjo kontakt, ne, britanskega tle. Pa se pogoriš, da te osvetuje, da kakšno spomniš, z njegove izkušnje napade kakšno literaturo.
Ja, ima vse literatura.
Ja, tako da imaš nekaj, da veš, da iščeš v tem.
Ja,
super. Kaj, ti študeš kaj, geografijo?
Geografijo, ja.
Kje, na faksu?
Ja.
Predošen?
Filofaks. Sem zato zelo super to povedal.
Si mogo geografijo, pa še imaš geografijo?
Geografija. Vse sem že magister.
Super. Boš kaj potiče, kaj raziskoval, kaj boš, ko si na pedagoško ali raziskovalno, če ne veš?
Ne, pedagoške ne. Ja, bomo videli, to me kar prehlači tu. Ampak ja, mislim, bom še videl, ja.
Ja, dobro, seveda smo še šel.
Ja.
Naša kot karmična
Narava me bolj zanima.
narava. Ja, geografija narava je povedano.
Pa to mi je še, sem probal pokapirati nekak, ampak ko smo delali relacija, ne, Boga pa z narave, v bistvu čas, kak način je to mišljeno, ker...
Aha, misliš, on